It's time to talk about one of the most undervalued altcoins, and if history repeats itself, then this coin could become the new VOC. Well, what is that, you might ask? Well, we need to go back into history for that. Have you ever wondered what was the first company to ever sell shares? Yes, it was the Dutch East Indian Company, early in the 1600s, also known as the Verenigd Oost-Indische Compagnie, the VOC in short. Now, the VOC needed money to execute their ambitious ideas and plans. And they came up with this ingenious idea: let's offer people shares in what we are doing and share profit accordingly. Now, they enjoyed a nice 1500% return on investment, and the VOC ended up being the first to sell shares of a company in known history. This was the cornerstone of our modern day capitalism, and it's right at the heart of crypto, right in the heart of Amsterdam. Now, this platform was called Beurs van Hendrik de Keyser. They raised over 6 million guilders at the time, and this is worth more than 110 million US dollars today. Now fast forward 400 years later, and you have a new fintech company called Dusk Network that is trying to repeat history. They want to revolutionize the way we interact with shares and make it more efficient. By using their blockchain, you can extract extra liquidity, save and automate certain processes. They claim you can save up to 90% of the cost. Even a shareholders vote can be done at a fraction of the cost. So, fast forward, and we went from shipping spices and porcelain with boats to moving forward with Dusk Network to offer the most efficient solution ever to attract liquidity through a blockchain. Call it the double B and a double A. From a boat to a blockchain, both in Amsterdam, but hell of a lot more secure. Now, if history repeats itself, and it strangely often does, Dusk Network could launch the NPEX on their blockchain. It's a small stock exchange in the Netherlands, but you have to start somewhere. Now, this is almost a guarantee. Why? Well, the Dusk is holding 10% of shares in NPEX, and Jelle recently got promoted to be one of the youngest men ever to sit on the board of the NPEX. Well done! Now, you might ask yourself this question: what's the delay? Well, we don't know exactly, as communication is certainly not their strongest thing, and neither is marketing. But that said, I do have faith in the project, as I believe the fundamentals, and it will be the first layer 1 protocol to do this crazy thing permissionless, meaning decentralized. Together with a world-class zero-knowledge cryptography and privacy-preserving element, they are very forward-looking and immune to the hype. Well, it seems like that. It's an exciting protocol that has Watson law on their side and is able to adapt to regulations, and I'm sure it will not end up as the loser in the classroom. For this reason, I would not be surprised if the Dusk Network, hold your hearts, could reach the market cap of Cardano. Both projects are very similar in speed and in ambition. The one is well marketed, Cardano, and the other one is not. Difference? Just 91 billion? But what's that, right? Now, technology and visions, they don't need hype if they're good. Most projects in a dot-com bubble that survived just because they were better than the rest. Now, if you combine the strengths together with the LTO network, you would have a hyperchain. No point. If any other project had the same real-world adoption as the LTO network, then the market cap of Cardano would actually be justified. Now, I see this cooperation of the LTO network and the Dusk network as a very, very good one. They are basically working together to become this hybrid super blockchain with all the privacy features that Dusk has to offer. The fact is that you can do this in a centralized or a decentralized way. The two networks are bringing these together through the hybrid that LTO has to offer. If there was a blockchain that had all these features of LTO and Dusk, it would be in one protocol, it would be worth billions and billions of dollars. No. It would sound like the hypergraph of Constellation, except that Dusk has been working in depth on a share registry for over 3 years. Now, because Dusk and LTO are separate chains, you can pick them up for well below $100 million. A bargain, but it's not financial advice. If Dusk had to rise to the market cap of Cardano, one Dusk would be worth a handsome $250. Now, there was a recent article on Yahoo where Dusk clearly states these ambitions. Now, being compliant is going to be a big thing. There's no ways you're going to work around the general data protection regulation for real business adoption in the European Union. The LTO is ready, and Dusk is getting there. Beside that, the supply of Dusk is in an incredible squeeze, because even in this crazy bull run, no one, or at least not many of the long-term holders, actually sold their Dusk. This is a good sign. This means smart money really believes in this project. As a matter of fact, 90% of the Dusk supply is held for more than a year. 90%! It's a whale's paradise. 96% to be exact. Now, it's a crazy amount because you can earn 12% on top of your Dusk when you stake it. This means even inflation is going to the long-term holders, and as they hardly sell it. What's my point here? Well, the supply on the exchange is going to be squeezed as soon as the testnet, mainnet, and more exciting things are starting to roll out. They have recently launched a $5 million grant for a project with a 50 million market cap. This is a big deal and an insane amount of money. Projects with over 1 billion in market cap think a 1 million hackathon is a big thing. These metrics just show me that this coin will be hard to obtain once it's received some form of adoption. I don't think these guys are after a quick get-rich scheme, because they will certainly hype up their project a hell of a lot more and sell most of it. I don't think it's either of those. I actually believe they believe adoption comes with a ready-to-use blockchain that is ready for real-world adoption. And I kind of agree with these guys. I like it. They are focused on CBDCs, who doesn't want them, shares, digital identities, and I also think they have a very good chance in loyalty reward schemes. Just imagine for a second you can earn Shell tokens when you fill up your tank, and you can exchange them for a CBDC or buy tokens to receive discounts on your fuel. This would bring extra liquidity and loyalty, so both parties score. The opportunities are so huge, it's hard to fathom them all. They just have to nail one of them and they are set for a home run, and 100 billion plus is on the cards with full crypto adoption. This is of course if things fall in the right place. Dusk has a good chance to thrive in a regulatory environment because its forward-looking approach. They have chosen to go the hard way, and that might just as well be rewarded in the long run, if they can get their act together fast. Now, we don't want to wait another 2 years, because you will lose out in the end of the day. I believe they are getting there slowly. Emmanuel, one of the leads from Dusk, says it's a matter of plumbing. So let's wait and see if we can start listing our first plumbing business on Dusk Network Security Token Exchange. Is Dusk going to be as good as their logo? Well, I think 2 billion should be certainly doable for this project in the near term. I would be happy with that. Elrond wants to use them for privacy and compliance, and Harmony also likes to work with them on a light version of a zero-knowledge proof. Something they have recently achieved with their reinforced concrete. They cracked the benchmarks. Both those projects are well in the top 100, and I'm sure Dusk is going to get there as well. So the last shall be first and the first shall be last. If you do it the right way, you will get there eventually. I think this token will be worth $5 before 2025. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and please let me know in the comments below what you think of this project. Now don't forget to subscribe, because you will not get this information anywhere else. Love to my subscribers.